guys? I'm Amanda, the Botanical Brunette, and welcome to my channel. So today is going to be a little bit of a different repot with me. I'm going to basically let you guys know how I'm feeling. I have kind of kept a lot of my medical issues to myself the last couple of months. So for those of you who don't know, I kind of fell back in October and I got a bit of a concussion and I haven't really recovered from it. So I'm gonna go into basically my story while I'm repotting these two Hoyas. So these two Hoyas are kind of in desperate need for repotting, I think. I've watered them each multiple times and I still they're still showing signs that they're really thirsty. The water instantly pours right out, and I know I pride myself on my fast draining soils, but it's either really too fast draining or it's root bound or there's something else going on. For instance, with this Hoya, the leaves are very bendy and thin, and that's an indication that it's not getting enough water. And they haven't really bounced back since I've watered. So they're a little bit dried out now. So I figured it would be a good time to repot them, kind of see how their roots are doing and to water them. I'm basically going to be repotting them in the same size pot. Basically, I think, yeah, that's exactly the same size, just in a white planter. You're not gonna see the planter at all just because they hang in my 3-tier gold planter. So I figured I would kind of do a repot with me and kind of let you know basically what has been going on with me. I feel like I need to be a little bit more transparent with you guys, especially if it's going to start affecting my videos. So stick around for that. So this may not be your typical botanical brunette, happy-go-lucky, silly video that I do. This might be a little more serious. Even with the circumstances, I still want to make this sort of fun, still planty, and still kind of me. I feel like at this point I need to kind of let you guys know what has been going on. Like I said, I've been very quiet about my medical issues and stuff since my concussion, but I have not fully recovered from that. So if you are wanting to hear, just know that I won't go into any kind of gory, any kind of trigger. I mean, I will say this will be a trigger warning for anybody who has anxiety or depression or any kind of emotional issues. This might be a trigger for you, but as far as gore and stuff like that, I won't show you my scar and get into gross part of what I've been going through. Yeah, so yeah, it is a little bit of a trigger warning. I will be talking about mental health, so if that is an issue for you, then you may not want to watch this video. If you are ready to hear about my story, then let's repot these Hoyas. Before I get into any of that, I want to show you basically my pre-mixed soil and kind of go into the details of the repot. That way I'm still, keeping it planty. And I really needed to repot these. So yeah, so I have my water. I have a little bit of Super Thrive in there and a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, just because I'm a little nervous that one of the Hoyas might have root rot. I'm not sure. So we're gonna have that to the side. And then I have this premixed soil. It's basically Fox Farm soil with a tiny bit of, I get less the orchid mix. It has chunky bark, perlite, and charcoal in it. So it already comes pre-mixed that way. So I just add that in. It's super easy. And my philodendrons love it. I didn't add a ton, I added a little bit just because I think the Fox Farm for me is just a little too dense, but I don't also want to make the soil that they're currently in too fast draining. So I just kind of wanted to try find a happy medium. I have this little cup. I use this as a scoop. It's actually an old humidifier container. So I'll use that as a scoop. I have my trusty box, my repot box, and just an old broken bowl just to put the extra soil in if I need to. So let's repot and talk. You can probably see some of my setup here. I think you see you can't see my laptop. My laptop's here charging my camera because my camera's dead. But all right, so we'll put these Hoyas in here. I'll put these aside for now, and we're gonna kind of take a look. So, where do I begin? I guess I'll start from the beginning. So, back in October, I went to a kind of a street market. It was like a Halloween theme, zombie theme street market, and I met up with these people that I'm meeting for the first time. They're my husband's like co-worker. It might be a little bit rotten there. It's kind of hard to do like a repot and like explain things, and so yeah, I basically go to this market. We go out to eat. I cut through just to paint you a picture. It's like a ledge that had like landscaping, and the sidewalk kind of curved down like beside the ledge, so it kind of just steeped down like a ramp. It kind of like went down. Well, my dumb decided to cut through a bunch of landscaping, resulting in me not seeing a water pipe, dripping and falling. I hit chin first into the sidewalk. I'm not gonna get into gory details, but I basically got a concussion. So after I hit my head, I sit on the sidewalk, trying to like gain composure really. I mean, my head was throbbing. I was really dizzy and nauseous to the point where I like couldn't stand, but I was not confused. I was not really that bad off, really. I just was like not 100%, but not like terrible. And just really quick, this like root ball looks so good. I was actually wondering what this was. It's like, looks like paint that maybe from like the last pot or something. I had a pot, it may have been from, this actually might be older soil. I don't remember, but I had a pot that I had and the white paint kept like chipping off on the inside, but it was white. It was a white pot underneath the paint. It was very weird, but it may have just be that. I don't really know. So going back, I am sitting on the side. I basically regain composure to the point where I can walk to my husband's car. We go back home. My husband monitored me. It was 10 o'clock at night when I fell, so it was pretty late. And it was pretty late at night, so we just like, you know, he kind of kept me up until like 1 a.m. until like, you know, he was confident that I wasn't gonna like have complications if I did have a concussion. So, cause I hit really hard. The next morning I get up and I'm like, yeah, my chin probably needs stitches. And my jaw was a little unaligned. So I'm like, I want to get an x-ray of my jaw, go into like a walk-in clinic, and they basically said like, there's nothing you can do for you. Your chin is already healing. And they didn't have an x-ray tech. So they're like, we really need you to go to see the ER and get a CT scan, which is a scan of your brain, just to make sure that I didn't have any like brain bleeds or anything like that. And, you know, I don't know how you guys work in other countries, but America is notorious for having terrible healthcare. So, healthcare insurance really. So I couldn't justify spending a couple $100 on me getting my brain scanned when I didn't feel that bad. So I was like, no, it's fine. Like, I don't need to go. So fast forward a week after I fell, I got a really bad panic attack. I started getting really bad shakes. I was like really nauseous. I get like these rushes that I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I get really shaky to the point where like I'm like I can barely hold like a glass of water. Like I get really super shaky, and it's like the poster child massive like panic attack, anxiety attack, whatever you want to call it. And I've never had anything like that before. So the fact that I'm having it now after I've fallen is a little concerning. But I kind of was like, well, you know, my sister and I, hindsight, you know, is 2020, right? My sister and I were kind of trying to pinpoint what it might be. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I've been taking probiotics at the time. And I'm like, because my jaw was really hurting me. So I was drinking like probiotic, like yogurt shakes. And I was like, maybe I'm having a reaction to the probiotics. Maybe that's why I had that episode. And I didn't think that it was anxiety. I didn't think anything of it. It was just like kind of a scary attack. So I had that. You know, that was whatever. I was actually honestly fine. So I never went and got that checked out after I, you know, did that. And I was honestly fine for a while. And I basically, you know, through the holidays, I was okay. You know, a little nausea or whatever here and there. But nothing crazy, nothing major, whatever. And yeah, so I wound up just kind of letting it go. I was like, all right, well, I'm fine. Until I went to Vegas. I think I went to Vegas around February, I think it was. I had a really bad panic attack. My friend that we went with actually had like minor food poisoning, and I was almost having the same symptoms, like nauseous and dizzy and just not 100%. Until I got the shakes again. I started getting the shakiness. I started getting the like, I call them whooshes, like just like it, like you get tunnel vision for a second and it's like you feel really lightheaded and like my arms got heavy. It was just a bad panic attack, if you want to just put like a name on it. So I did that, and I was, you know, I had that in Vegas, and I was like, maybe it's could be I was playing a lot of slot machines, and I'm like, maybe it's the fact that I might be dehydrated. And it could be the fact that like I get like vertigo, and I'm like, maybe it's vertigo from watching the machines. Like if I play like video games, I play like Animal Crossing, and if I play it too long, I get kind of dizzy and nauseous, and I'm like, ugh. So like I can't even sometimes watch my husband play video games because it makes me nauseous. So that was what I thought it was. I was like, oh, you know, it's probably that. Well, our last trip that we just did, we went all over the South. We went to a wedding in Nashville. Then we went to like Knoxville and Asheville, and we went to all of these places, just basically like not like Nashville, and we just made like a loop, very like long loop. We went to Athens, we went to Atlanta. It was super fun. But in Knoxville, I had a really bad panic attack to the point where my husband almost called the ambulance on me because I was literally felt like I was gonna pass out. And I've never passed out before, but it's like, I don't know, maybe a intuition that I was like, maybe this is what it would feel like to pass out. It's really like, I don't know, that's the first thought that comes to my mind is like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. So I wound up kind of coming down from that. I got really shaky. The whole day I was just not okay. Like the rest of the trip was fine. Like going to Nashville was fine. And then going to, Atlanta, I was fine. I was really tired after all of that, like really super sleepy. And it kind of made me think like, all right, Amanda, like you need to get this checked out. So when I got back, I made a doctor's appointment. And that's where I am pretty much today. So a couple days ago, on Monday, I went to the doctor, and they're going to be running a lot of tests on me. Basically the doctor is like, I have no idea what's wrong with you, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna kind of pinpoint what is going on little by little. So I have an appointment with a psychiatrist. I have an appointment with an eye doctor. I have an appointment. I'm actually going to be, you'll probably see it in one of my videos. I'll show it off if you guys want to see. I'm going to be wearing like a vent monitor. So I'm going to be wearing like wires to like monitor my heart and make sure that like it's not heart related. I think my doctor is a little nervous with me saying that I'm really woozy and dizzy all the time and not just when I'm having a panic attack. So he thinks that it could be heart related. So yeah, so that's basically what's going to be happening with that. I've been low-key struggling for a long time. I've always suffered from anxiety, but not to this level. And I'm also one of those people that I'm very clumsy. I fall all the time. So me falling one time isn't like a traumatic experience. Like, honestly, I don't even look at it as that way. I think it might be just, you know, to just quickly self-diagnose myself. I think it might be something with my neck. So when I start to get into a panic attack, my neck tightens up really, really tight into like the base of my skull. Like it's so tight, and my legs start to twitch. That's kind of like the first signs of me going into a major panic attack. So who knows? I have no idea what's going on. Neither does my doctor. So I'm gonna be in and out of the doctor's office the next probably couple of months. So I wanted to give you guys that little bit of a heads up, just because there may be times where I'm not going to be able to post a video. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if I really pull this off well, but I really just kind of like record my videos. Like I'm like literally record my videos like Monday or Tuesday and then edit them on Tuesday and post them on Wednesday. And half the time I don't know what I'm going to record until I sit down. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do a repot with me, or let's do this. Unless it's like the end of the month or like the beginning of the next month, I'll do like a, you know, that's easy because I can do a plant haul. But 90% of the time, I have no idea what I'm going to record. So really quick with this Hoya, I didn't notice really anything, maybe a little bit of root rot, but it wasn't anything like major. It wasn't like, just like maybe some stringy pieces. So I just kind of put it back in, but I'm gonna make sure that I really pack in the soil. I noticed that the old soil is probably fine, but I just wanted to do fresh soil just in case it did have a little bit of rot. And I'm gonna really pack this in because I noticed that the soil was very loose and kind of like very draining. So maybe this needs a little bit, I don't know. I really don't know. And if it winds up rotting, listen, I know how to fix it. It will be fine. So yeah. So I basically told you that whole story before I got to my next plant. So I should have slowed down. But this plant is ready to go. I'm gonna water her. We'll give her some water now. Like I said, I have a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in this water, so it should be fine to just like give it a little water. So we'll kind of just let that sit over here. I'll probably water it more off camera just to like really get it good, because I don't want water pouring everywhere. All right, so the next Hoya, let's do that one. This one again has had the same issues. I have noticed that it just doesn't hold water, and if you can see, like some of the leaves, let me find like a good one. Some of the leaves are getting a little wrinkly. So I don't know why it's not retaining any water, but this also looks like the same situation. It's very loosey-goosey soil, so we're gonna pop that out. I don't know why I have that back bucket, because it's just, it's not gonna do anything. So this Hoya has the same issue. I think it may have like the beginnings of root rot, but the roots don't look bad. I mean, you see? Like there's some little like maybe some squigglies, like little thin or like hairy roots, which is a sign of root rot, but it's not like bad. So there's enough good roots that I'm confident that it will be fine. And I don't know why, but these Hoya bellas, their root systems are always tiny. Like it doesn't matter, like they're just notorious for having really small root systems. Also, we may have mealybugs. I just realized that there's like I don't see any bugs on there, but we're probably gonna have to treat her because I just saw this. Let's see. So that might be mealybugs. I'm not sure. So that might also be an issue that we're having. I don't see it on the other Hoya, but we might have it. Who knows? But all right. So where were we with the story? So yeah, just basically I'm going to be going in and getting tests done. And yeah, if there is any time that I do not post a video or anything like that, I will make sure that I let you guys know via my Instagram and on the like community forum on YouTube. I kind of like that I can announce certain things here and there on there. So, but yeah, that's, I mean, I just wanted to do this video just so you guys are kind of aware of how I'm doing. I have had some of you ask me how I've been since my concussion and stuff like that, and I really appreciate you guys reaching out to me and just kind of checking on me, seeing how I'm doing. I appreciate that so much. But yeah, I just also wanted to like make sure that like we are aware and we are just kind of like normalizing normal things for like people. I mean, everybody, I feel like at some point has had some kind of anxiety in their lives, and just normalize talking about it. And just if you have an issue that might be serious, go to the doctor. If you get a concussion, go to the doctor. Go to the emergency room, whatever you want to do, a free clinic, wherever you can get to, go to the doctor. Don't wait it out, because now I feel like if I were to have gone to the doctor, they would have done a CT scan of my head and I would have been like, okay, it's not my head, it's something else. Move on. But now we're going backwards. I feel like we're doing like smaller things first, and then the CT scan is going to be the last thing, which I really feel like in my heart is an injury. I think I really injured my neck. I don't get a lot of pain in my neck, but I get a lot of like tension headaches. And again, with the tightness in the back of my neck is a little concerning for me. I also get it really bad when I drive. Almost every time I drive, I get that like tension headache like in the back of my neck. So I try not to drive. I mean, if I'm driving, I'm not driving far. So if you've noticed, like a lot of my purchases on my plant hauls have been basically from Etsy or online shops, just because I don't want to risk getting plants and getting into a car accident, because I felt confident today that I'm gonna go to the plant shop. I don't really feel comfortable driving. I mean, even when my husband drives, I, don't feel great. Like, and he drives fine. Like, it's not like it's driving. I mean, he does drive a little crazy, let's be honest. But, like, it's not really his driving at all. It's just the fact that, like, I get really woozy in the car now for some reason. So I really just rocked my noggin, man. Like, I really just hit it. I really just did something in there. So for those of you who want to know, and for those of you who are keeping up with this and everything. I will keep giving you guys like updates via like Instagram, or you know, I put it here on YouTube. It's weird for me because like Instagram, like I know a lot of people will like, you know, show their face on Instagram and they're like, oh, they'll take pictures and they'll do reels and videos on their stories of themselves. But for some reason, I'm so camera shy when it comes to that. But when I have to do a YouTube video, I spring into action like nothing is going on. Probably because I can edit out like any problems that I have. So here is the Hoya Repotted. I'm gonna give it a little bit of water. Again, these seemed a little rotted, so I'm not gonna give it a ton of water. Probably just let it dry out honestly a bit, and then I'll give it a good watering. The soil also kind of seems a little hydrophilic, I feel like, kind of, you know what I mean. It seems like it's a little like it's not absorbing right. It's brand new Fox Farm soil, so I don't know why. Oh, now we're dripping. We'll put it in this little cup because I don't need that anymore. I have a huge mess now. So that's it, guys. I mean, that's like I said, I wanted to give you guys an update on what has been going on. That way you're not like super surprised if I don't post a video on a Wednesday. But I will let you guys know. A lot of the times that I've been doing these videos since I've had a concussion, I've really just pushed myself to make these videos. But if it's not helping me, I probably shouldn't push myself anymore and just kind of do them when I'm feeling good. I don't know. I'm trying to like be a little bit more vulnerable on YouTube. I know that a lot of YouTubers have kind of gone that way. And I know that you guys also, I see you guys, I see all your comments that you make, and they make me really happy. And I know some of you have also commented and they're like, I want to like know more about you. Like we're, you know, invested in you and your plants and like your education, but also like we want to know like who you are, and like I'm not just like a machine showing you like here's this plant. I'm actually like a living, breathing, normal person. But it's hard for me sometimes to just be vulnerable. I'm a very private person, so sometimes it's hard for me to open up. But yeah, so sorry for the heavy video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me repot my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this repot with me video. Maybe like learn something. If you are having an issue, please make sure that you go get that checked out. Yeah, I mean, your health is important. Everybody's health is important. Mental health, physical health, it's very important. And I've found that the longer you wait, sometimes the worse it can get. So yeah, just be healthy, guys. That's it for today. I hope you guys all have a great day. Stay healthy and stay botanical.